Good afternoon. It's Brian Paragaming with a pre-close comment and a post-close comment all put together right now in one because we're a little short on time this afternoon, but I did want to bring something to you YouTubers. Right now, as I speak here, we're up 60 points on the Dow, trading at about 69.88. And I talked earlier in the day about when the stock market was up, ideally I wanted to see a pullback. I wanted to see the market come back to us a little bit, consolidate a little bit. We got exactly that. The stock market pulled back. I believe I saw down 50, 60 points. And now we've got the reverse, and I wanted to see this type of tape action because I thought this is what we needed to see, an extended rally. I still am looking for 7,100 to 7,150 on the Dow initially. After that, I think we can rally as high as 7,400 to 7,500. At that point, we'll have gotten somewhere around a 20% rally, not quite, maybe an 18% rally off the bottom, somewhere in that area. I haven't done the math, but in any event, I think that's about what we're going to see. Maybe 20% top rally from bottom to top, which would then put us somewhere around 7,700 on the Dow. I don't think you can look for that much more than that on the short term. One thing I do want to say, we did talk about this morning, gold railing, oil dropping. We've got both those happening. Gold right now is at 904. It got up to 918. Now, I think gold, I think this rally here maybe could have extended a little further and still might rally back up. But I'm going to tell you what, on this next pump back up in gold, I think this is an absolute and going to continue to be an absolute great shorting opportunity of a lifetime. If we look back over the last 30, 40 years, history tells us the average mean of gold somewhere is between 300 and 500 an ounce. And now that we've gotten up over 1,000, we've pulled back to below 1,000. I think this is it for gold. I think you've seen the stock market trying to turn here a little bit. You've seen a lot of the commodities turn. You've seen the dollar strengthening. I think all this stuff about the Fed pumping money into the system is going to be inflation. I think it's all a bunch of nonsense. If anything, the Fed is not pumping money into the system. The Fed is pumping money into the banks. The banks, in turn, are having to buy treasury bills. Yes, they're buying treasury bills. They're not lending the money out to anybody because they can't. They have to cover all their derivative losses. All these derivative losses that were caused by the Black-Scholes model, counting profits going into the future but never taking losses. Guess what again, folks? Inflation is not the problem. Deflation is a problem. And if I didn't mention it on one of my earlier messages, either today or yesterday or the day before, actually China, despite the fact that they're talking about seeing some economic pickup here with their February economic numbers they're going to report, they've spoken about the fact that the D word is potentially on the forefront, not depression, even though I think we're in a slight depression. How about deflationary pressures? Yes, you heard it right. Deflationary pressures. I think all the hype about gold and Wall Street, it's a hyperinflation protection. It's all nonsense. The fact that the stock markets are dropping, that's protection. It's all nonsense. Guess what? It's not going to work that way. They're going to try and suck you in one last time like they did back in the 80s with the mutual funds. They're going to try and suck you in with the dot-com stocks. They're going to try and suck you in as they do with the ag chemical stocks. And the oil is going to be 150. Then they were talking 300. The same thing they're talking with gold. I think gold is an absolute short sale. Any rallies you get here in the next couple of weeks, I think is all you're going to get. And I think gold is on its way significantly lower here. This year, I've talked about it. I don't know how many times here on this broadcast here on YouTube. I talked when it dropped from 1,000, pulled back to 900. I said I want to look for a rally into the downtrend line. We got the rally into the downtrend line. We were getting short more gold. We were shorting the gold stocks. We got the pull down. We were short the GLD from 93.25. We covered it up at 88.25 for a 5-point gain. If you're not making trades like this, then geez, I don't know why you're not going to our website, taking advantage of our 3-day free trial. I'm telling you now, gold is an absolute home run on the short side this year. I don't care what anybody tells me. Deflation is a problem, not inflation. If you're looking for trades like that, if you're looking for trades where we gave you yesterday, SQNM, the stock rallied to over 15 today, almost 2 points on that particular trade. We talked about it this morning on a pre-open comment that it was trading down $1 in pre-market activity. Again, you could have taken $1.60, $1.70 out of that trade. We are absolutely on fire here at ProfessionalStockTraderLive.com. It's not by accident. We know what we're doing here. We look at the charts. We let the stocks come to us. We wait for the setups. We're very, very patient here. We don't have to trade every day. We don't have to put swing trades on every day. The name of the game is patience, discipline, and using stops. That's what we do here. If you want to learn all those, if you want to learn and make money at the same time, we're the place for you. Daily live webcast, full transparency trading, unlike the Wall Street boys closed behind their doors of secrecy. We're not that way. We want to show you everything we're doing because we know we're good. We know what we're doing. Again, I would look for the stock market to bounce around and chop around here. I look for higher prices here over the coming days and weeks. Again, we could have some pullback activity. We want that kind of activity. We want to be able to see a sustainable rally. You're not going to get a sustainable rally if you go straight up every single day. So the pullback activity is we like seeing that in order to lend some credence to the rallies. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to make a prediction that AIG goes bankrupt, the government takes them over 100%, and they have a liquidation sale of their assets. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Don't be surprised if GE has some severe problems still going forward along with Citibank. It's just something, it's just a hunch that I have. But don't let everyone tell you that everything's fine and dandy because Citibank and Wells Fargo, they're talking about, hey, you know, we've got great earnings here over the last couple of months that we're making money. Well, guess what? You have to take into consideration the derivative issue. They're not doing that, and that's a big mistake. I'm going to suggest that Citibank, I don't know where, let me just see where it's trading right now. I'm going to suggest that Citibank, which is trading $1.55, I'm going to suggest that Citibank drops back below $1 again. I think it's a short sell here. I'm not going to short it, but I'm just telling you, be careful right now with all these financials. I think the financials were due a sharp rally. I understand that Congress is going to talk about mark-to-market, and I understand all that stuff. But I think what you're going to find is some of these banks are still in deep, deep trouble. And I don't think the stock markets, got the all clear to where we're going to rally to 7,500, 7,700, and never see it come back down because that's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I think the worst is behind us. I'm expecting a sharp rally. We started getting it yesterday. I think we're going to continue to rally here in the coming days and weeks. And I think we're going to top out somewhere around 7,400 to 7,700. Let's call it a broadly defined area. That's the best I can do right now for you. But again, I'm telling you the biggest and best thing on the horizon is being short the gold market. You heard it here. Have yourselves a great evening. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with a pre-open comment. Again, more rally activity with pullbacks, intermittent, but we still like the market as a whole. We think today was a great day for the stock market after a 376-point rally yesterday. We thought the stock market acted great today. We're about 9 minutes prior to the closing bell. We're still trading up 27 points. Oil is down 276. Gold is trading at 905.90, up 20 in aftermarket activity. We're going to look for the stock market to continue to rally. And as we get up into that 7,400 area, we're going to put some major short sales on in the banking sector. Have yourselves a great evening. We'll see you in the morning.